So as a work in progress, we're going to redo our Learn Lesson 1.3, Problem Solving with Real Numbers. The objectives for this lesson are quite extensive, and you can pause here if you'd like to read them, but this is what we'll be going over as we do this presentation. Now, there is a protocol for this, and of course, when you are dealing with word problems in mathematics, algebra in particular, it's reading the problem carefully. It's not like reading a novel where you can kind of skim a little bit. Here you have to consider what each word is saying and how it fits into the whole. And we will be reviewing here whether we use addition, subtraction, multiplication, division to solve a problem. And that's something you should pick up as you read the particular example. Now, sometimes you make errors, and of course, what the key to all of this is we learn by our errors, and then hopefully we don't make that the next time we do it. So again, you can pause and read it, but let's work on this basic strategy. So again, repeating, read the problem carefully. Often a diagram or a chart may help to organize your data. Solve with one of the operations mentioned, and then check your work. And does your answer seem reasonable? So continuing our pattern of taking notes, the first thing you're going to do now is write example 1. Then you pause, read the example, and then determine the protocol to solve. So Marianne is finalizing her spring break plans. First, she plans to visit her grandmother, who lives this many miles away. Then she plans to drive this to the beach, spend a couple of days, and then with her boyfriend drive this many miles back home. So how many miles will Marianne drive? Well, we've kind of read it. You may have to read it again. But this looks like what operation? Addition. So it's just a matter of listing them, and this is what you're going to write in your notes by example 1. These three numbers, and then as you put that in your calculator, or they actually have it worked out for you here, you're going to write the total of 636 miles for answer 1. Okay. In example 2, and you want to write this down, example 2, you don't have to write the problem, but here an owner of a semi-pro baseball team orders baseballs from the manufacturers. In the beginning of the season, the team is scheduled to play this many games, and they anticipate using this many baseballs each game. So again, you've read it, may pause, reflect. What mathematical operation do you think we'd use here? Well, this many games, this many balls, it looks like multiplication. So basically what you're going to write is 32 times 8 in your calculator. Here they're showing you how to do it the older traditional arithmetic way, but your answer is 256 baseballs to be ordered for the season. Now for example 3, again, we want you to write the numbers down. You don't have to write the problem in this case. So 18 friends and neighbors decide to buy tickets to a baseball game with the Lakers. If the total price of the tickets was this, what was the cost of each ticket? So again, you're reflecting which operation in math would you use. Well, you have a total in this many people, so it looks like division. And as we move the screen down here or up, it'll be the total price divided by the number of people, give you the price per ticket, which is $85.75. And here they're illustrating the long form of division. You probably haven't seen this for a while. You may have forgotten how to do it. Fortunately, we have our calculators. Now, this example involves a series of things, but again, reading it carefully. So Mr. Lukin bought a used car for this, had to pay taxes and licensing fee, and he made a down payment of this, and he's going to finance the rest. So what was the amount his loan will be from the credit union? Well, as you can see here, and I'll set this one up with you, we have a $8,000 cost of the car plus the taxes plus the licensing fee here, and that's going to give you a total, which you will add up. You will then subtract from this total $2,000 that he's paying as a down payment. Then this amount that's left will be the amount that he's going to finance. So again, a sort of protocol. Be sure you are numbering your examples. And we see it listed here in a very neat and orderly way. So after you subtract the 2,000, the amount of loan from the credit union will be $6,960. Going on now to example 5. Here we have a checking account where the opening amount is $2,500. Now, this person made deposits of $800 and then made some purchases. What would be the balance in her account at the end of the month? Well, you'd have to add this up to see how much she has in her checking account, and then you're going to list these: 132.50, 425, keeping your decimals lined up, 196.25, and then 350. Add this up, and then what do you think you're going to do? We're going to subtract this amount from your total, and that should give you your balance. Again, read carefully, take some notes, solve it, and of course you'll have practice in your practice and certify. Let's go up. You know, this becomes 3,300 that you can put right there. And this is $1,103.75 that you're going to subtract from this, and you end up with a balance, clear this up, of $2,196.25, and that checks out. Now here we're looking at a general background area of finding averages of things. So we can just jump to what's going on. We find the sum of the given numbers and then divide by the number of items in the set. So if we have 10 individuals taking a test, We would add up their test scores, divide by 10. That gives you the average. Actually, we had one that was similar to this when we did the tickets earlier. So let's take a look at example 6 here. So example 6, and here are our 5 values that we're now going to add to get a total. And we're going to take this total and divide it by 5. So this gives us then an average of 35. Okay, now as you look at your data here too, you might notice that one number is really higher than sort of the rest, and one number is very low. Interestingly, our last topic in this course is going to be central tendency, where we do this and look at this a little more carefully. But here we are in the beginning, just doing a simple arithmetic average. Now, for example 7, and you do not need to draw the chart. This is sales of tennis rackets, the first 6 months of the year, and we see it listed there. We have to go down to see our question. So you're going to put answers for 7A. What is the month that had the highest profit? Well, as you look, it's February. What month had the lowest profit? Again, as you look, it's April. That's for answer B. And for C, what is the average monthly profit over the 6 months? Now, what you would have to do here is add up all of these and then divide by what number? 6. So they have it worked out. I will show it to you right here. So take a moment, list your profits. It's a total of 36,000 that you're going to divide by 6, and you get an average then of $6,000. Okay, sometimes we'll use this, and then other times, often, I will write things out too. Again, anything that I would write, you would need to write, and here you would just copy from the textbook to include in your notes. Example 8, we just want to copy the data down because they're asking us to find the average, and they're showing again the traditional way of doing it in arithmetic, and then dividing again by 5 items of data. You would get 84,000. So pause, get this down. Now as we wind up this lesson, it's only apropos, so to speak, that we have one that ties in with school. So here there are taking a test, and 2 students score this, 5 this, 1 this, 1 this, and 6 this. What was the average score for the class? Well, here this is frequency. So we have a frequency of 2 of 95. So we get this result. A frequency of 5 that have this. So we get this number of points. One of these, and then 6 of 75 give you this. So to get the proper average here, you would have to, and I'm going to move this up here and clear this. Once you get your totals, get your total number of points on that test. But now, how many individuals took the test? Well, as they said, it was 15. If you add the frequency here, it's 15. So you divide this then by 15, and you get the average of the test was 82. Okay, we'll wind this one up.